wonder, secrets unfold. True crime stories, let the intrigue be told. Grab a seat, get cozy, let's dive into the plot. With Mac J by my side, there's so much to be sought. Mods from the stars, they light up the night. Chillin' with Van, everything feels just right. Welcome to the mystery, the thrill, the thrill we embrace. Solving cases together we'll trace. With Tabby and Maggie, the journey's begun. With laughter and stories, we'll shine like the sun. Spirit Time vibes with Lisa and Mark. Tia and Mel igniting the spark. According to Lean, curiosity flows. A curious rose in a garden of woes. Sweet misery whispers, tales that enthrall. While Matt, Meg, and Jody, we gather them all. Welcome to the mystery, the thrill we embrace. Solving cases together we'll trace. With Tabby and Maggie, the journey's begun. With laughter and stories, we'll shine like the sun. So come along, join the fun tonight. In Aussie true crime, everything feels so right.
Hey, beautiful people.
Hi, everyone.
We had Jody in here. I'm sure she'll come back. So, yes, we're just talking. We've had some really big things happen in the crime of Australia at the moment.
Yes.
So, I do want to start with William. And then we'll talk about all the other stuff. Because, yeah, we've been gasbagging about it. But
we have.
I'm still sick, as you can hear. So I'm sorry for my voice tonight, but it is what it is. Now, I've been watching some of these, and I've got the Deception Detectives link at the top of the chat. I want everyone to sub him up. We're going to watch some of this tonight because he's picking up all the deception in the case. And, do you know what I mean? I thought it was a break from the podcast, and it lets us see another person or another opinion of someone highly up.
Yeah.
And he's done a really good job. He actually has a whole playlist on his website. So if you like it and you do go over there, do you know what I mean? This one's long. As I said, I'm only going to play some of it tonight, but he does have some that are only like 5 and 10 minutes as well. It's really worth the look.
Nice.
Gimlin with Bigfoot. There is a money shot. That's what I call it, the money shot. The part of the story that, if it's made up, sells the rest of the story. So in the case of a UFO story, the money shot is seeing the UFO. If that part of the story does not ring true, then we really need to dig into every single word the person says. In the case of a missing child, the money shot is the day or the time period where the kid went missing. If that part has signs of deception or scripting or doesn't ring true, then we need to be extra skeptical when we look at everything else they say. So the money shot of this story is the day, the time period William was allegedly abducted. My biggest geographic regions for subscribers are USA, UK, and Australia. And for the USA, we're covering Summer Wells. For the UK, we're covering Madeline McCann. And for my Australian subscribers, one of the largest requests I've seen is for me to cover William Tyrrell. So let's see if we can figure out what happened to William. I'm Deception Detective. I'm an attorney trained in state.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I find funny. Like, we've got a lot of old cases. Do you mean you've got
Yeah.
the Beaumont children? You've got... There's just so many. But the one case that I think every Australian has on their heart is William Tyrrell,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like, and you know, I'm a huge one for the Beaumont children. But yeah, I just think every Aussie wants answers to this one. And justice.
Yes. Hopefully we get it.
I'm hoping soon, because we're supposed to get that handed down this year.
Yeah, coroners.
Mm.
My analysis and this channel exists to expose lies and manipulation. Before we proceed, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. In today's video, we're going to analyze an interview of William's parents from 2015. William went missing almost a decade ago, back in 2014. And just like all my other cases, we're going to listen to what the parents say and come to our conclusions from there. Let's listen.
1 year ago, a little boy vanished while he was playing in his grandmother's backyard. One moment, William Tyrrell, dressed in his favourite Spider-Man suit, was playing games with his mum and sister. The next, he was gone, as if he'd disappeared into thin air. Initial panic by his family slowly turned into the darkest of despair, and a whole year later, they are simply heartbroken. Who would take their vivacious, funny, innocent 3-year-old boy? It's a question that torments one of Australia's toughest and most experienced detectives, who's heading the task force into William's disappearance. And tonight, we have unprecedented access to that investigation. We also hear, for the first time, the full story from William's parents, who want us all to know about their boy and understand their agony, in the hope that someone may have the courage to reveal information that will bring William home.
This is important. When parents of missing children go on TV, we can expect them to try to accomplish certain things. So one is to raise awareness about the missing child. So I'd expect them to describe the kid, maybe offer a reward or offer a ransom. Second, I would expect them to, if they think that the child has been abducted, to speak directly to the kidnappers through the camera. For example, you know, William's our little angel. Please, if you return William to us, we will not prosecute you. You can drop him off at a police station. We won't chase you. We just want our boy home. We'll forgive you. All right, so pleading to the kidnappers if you actually believe they are kidnapped. The third thing I expect parents of a missing child to do when they have the opportunity to be on TV is to cajole, bully, manipulate, do anything they can to make the police care more about finding their kid, but in particular, the general audience watching the show to care about their kid. And if you've seen my video, What Do Innocent Parents Look Like? You'll know, for example, the biological mother of Gannon Stouch, right? When she had the opportunity to be at a press conference that was being filmed and televised, she used it to basically manipulate and cry and try to get the audience to care about her little boy by describing him as a baby. And she also took the opportunity to bully the police, right? To say, she pointed out one detective and she said, "You told me you'd find my son. You told me 9 times out of 10 you find them. So go find my son." That is how innocent parents act, right? So I expect them to, they don't necessarily have to be crying or shouting or doing any of that, but I expect them to at least do those 3 things. And if they don't do those 3 things, it's odd to me. Doesn't mean they're guilty, but we will note it, right? So I expect them to at least describe the kid, give pertinent details in case you see the kid. 2, talk to the kidnappers through the TV if they believe the kid was kidnapped or abducted, and even talk to the kid through the TV, right? William, we're looking for you. We love you. Hang tight. Mommy and daddy are looking for you. And then 3rd, to do anything they can to get the public to care. So that's what we're going into this expecting to see.
A little boy full of life. 3 years old, cheeky, adorable, and most of all, loved.
I love seeing the videos of him.
Yeah, he's such a cutie.
The other thing is, when I started my channel, I didn't want to do true crime. I started off looking at cheaters, video game cheaters, people who do steroids who are lying about it, right? We caught some of those. But I avoided true crime because this stuff is sad. And doing it, watching these videos day in, day out is hard. I'm not a true crime junkie by any means. But the way I pick my videos is I look at requests that I see in the comments. And I often get requests for missing girls. For example, this poll I did. So I collect requests and I put them on community polls on my community tab on YouTube, and I let my audience decide. So a poll I did a month ago was all just missing girls and women, right? Madeline McCann, John Benet Ramsey, Summer Wells, Nicola Bully. And then, another one I did 12 days ago, I put William on there and Ben Needham. And William lost the poll. So I shouldn't be doing a video about him. But it seems like every subscriber I had from Australia commented for me to look at this case. So I had hundreds of comments, hundreds of requests from my Australian subscribers who aren't even that big of a percent of my subscription base, right? My biggest subscribers come from the US and the UK, and Australia is a distant third. But they made so many requests that I decided to put this case into my members section. So if you are a member of the channel, thank you for being a member. If you want to support the channel, please do consider becoming a member. In the members area, I post videos I'm planning to analyze or I'm considering analyzing just to see what the members think about it, since the members typically choose it so that YouTube doesn't punish us for doing.
Fast forward a little bit till he's talking back to William.
Yeah.
Doing something off script. As you know, whenever I do a video that isn't a home run, YouTube tends to throttle my channel for a little while. But there were so many requests for this, and I had never looked at a missing little boy on the channel that I figured we might as well do it, even if it risks YouTube punishing us for it.
Wherever we went, eyes would just be drawn to him. He's just got the most amazing smile. And the smile would just light up his entire face, and it's just got this giggle that just follows it. It's just amazing. It was just everything for him was just absolute joy.
And this is William, and I hear him. I hear his voice. Without watching a video, I can hear him say things. But I see all this stuff, and it tears me apart.
One thing I noticed in my members' comments is that the parents here, if you're listening on podcast mode, you don't see this, but the parents here are actually covering their faces. They're hiding their identities. And many of my members noticed this and thought it was bizarre. I also think it is bizarre. These are also his foster parents. So these are not his biological parents. as I said in the beginning of this video, one reason for parents to do an interview is to emotionally connect with the audience.
See, but this is where I think being an Australian and understanding the facts as well, because it took us, 2 years to find out legally that they were foster parents.
Yeah, that was insane.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't get told that straight away. So when all of these interviews, because even this 60 Minutes one that he's going off, was about a year after William went missing. Because I have this copy and I have a couple of the interviews as well that we can go over. But yeah, this was in the 2-year period that everything was hush-hush and we weren't allowed to know that. Jimmy, I think there was talk. I know I knew about things because there was talk around it, but not a lot of people knew about the biological parents. So all these articles were done. Yeah. Just to point out.
Yeah.
Us, we know what they were doing. They were partying and getting drunk.
In Bali, yeah.
We've got photos to prove that.
To get the audience to care about their kid. And that means that they don't necessarily care if they come off looking good, like the biological mother of Gannon Stouch. Right? She came off looking like a bully, looking desperate, shouting. She actually came off looking very unlikable. But that is how parents of actual missing children act. They don't care if you like them or not. They just want you to care about their kid. If my kid was missing, I would not care less about hiding my identity. I would be on here describing my kid and asking for help. So the fact that they hide their identity, even if they've been advised to by...
If it was my child or one of my grandchildren, I'd be screaming it from the rooftops to anybody that... And there'd be no hiding me. Everyone would see me.
Their PR people or their lawyer or whatever their equivalent is of whoever's advising them to hide their identity is a red flag. I would not expect the parent of a missing child to do anything that would minimize their ability to connect with the audience. You've gotten on TV. Your kid's been missing for a year or a couple months at this point. You have a chance to be on the news to talk about your missing son. Do you really care about blurring out your face? So I do think it is a red flag. I do think it is bizarre. It's unexpected. Does it mean they're guilty? Of course not.
Where's Daddy?
William Tyrrell would have turned 4 by now. But his life is frozen in time. Because 12 months ago, this gorgeous little boy vanished while on a family holiday to Nana's house in the country.
William was stolen.
So there it just said then 12 months ago, so that proves it was a year.
Yep.
He was abducted, he was kidnapped, he was stolen. Whatever word you want to use, somebody decided to take him.
Uh-oh. That's not good. If you've seen my McCann series, my Summer Wells series, my John Bonet series, or even just my DDX hoaxers playlist where I talk about hoaxers like Bob Lazar who hoax about UFOs or Bob Gimlin who hoax about Bigfoot, there are 4 things that hoaxers all have in common from my observation. And the first thing is conclusiveness despite the evidence. So when a parent of a missing child says, my kid was 100% abducted by someone, a stranger took my kid.
I've just got to say, his mouse on that screen is driving me crazy because I keep thinking it's mine and I keep trying to move it. It's like...
And there's no evidence of it, that is a red flag. So if we don't see some sort of ransom note or kidnapping letter or proof that someone was in their house, right? Like a broken window and muddy footprints on the floor of William's bedroom. They are being far too conclusive for the evidence that we have. Because from this article that you can scan through here, right, I try not to read too much into any cases before I analyze them as not to be biased. But there does not seem to be any evidence that William was kidnapped. He just vanished. So the fact that they're being conclusive is a red flag. And it does suggest that they might be pushing a narrative. The same way the McCanns from day one said, Madeline's been kidnapped. Someone took her without any evidence. So we're off to a very rocky start. We have them hiding their faces, which defeats half the purpose of appearing on TV. Now I'm wondering if they're only appearing on TV to push their narrative that William was kidnapped, to point the eyes off of them, similar to the McCanns. In my opinion, I believe the McCanns accidentally killed their daughter. They covered it up to preserve their livelihood, to make sure that the twins stay with them, to make sure they didn't go to jail. And I often get questions, well, why do the McCanns do so much press? If they're guilty, why would they go on the news all the time? And my response to that is they're petrified of losing control of the narrative. They have to push their cover-up story. They need you to believe Madeline was kidnapped, because as soon as you stop believing that, all the fingers are going to point right back at them, because the obvious suspect in any missing child case is the parents. Occam's razor tells us if a kid goes missing from the house, the parents probably did it. William was 3 years old. How many other people does he know in his life? He knows it.
And it's not the parents, it's the step-parents.
100%. But I don't think he knew that yet. In this
But
video.
you think about how many cases, and I suppose, do you know what I mean, we watch a lot of true crime, so we see it a lot more. At how many times is it the boyfriend, the girlfriend, or the step-parent?
Exactly.
It's
Like
parents.
Gannon,
That's
Mm-hmm.
Gannon, step parent. Who else was recently a step parent?
You've got the two in Canada.
Oh, yep. And Chad Daybell was a step parent.
Yeah. I don't call either of them parents, but okay.
No. But it's definitely a thing in true crime.
Then you've got Stephen Stern with Maddie Soto.
Oh, that is just... I can't believe... I was so angry when I found out.
And then, what was the other one? The little girl over in America. The father moved her around.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
He put her in a ceiling and everything. It was horrible.
And they found the liquid stains on the... Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, but I cannot remember the name.
Yeah, I'm having a memory blank. Yeah, it's always, as I said, it's the step parents that get the blame or the parent.
Yep.
about the only adults a 3-year-old knows. So does the fact that they're saying conclusively that William was kidnapped mean that this is a cover-up, that they concocted a story?
Yeah.
And
thanks,
Sebastian
Twiggy.
Rogers?
Yes, Sebastian, yep.
So many.
And they're trying to push a narrative because they actually know what happened? Not necessarily. However, if you remember my video, what do innocent parents look like? The innocent parents left every option available, right? So an innocent person who doesn't actually know what happened, I would expect them to say, William might have been kidnapped, and if he was, kidnappers, please return him. He might have wandered off. He loved playing with our family dog, and the dog...
Hey, Twiggy, welcome in. Sorry, I'm on another screen, so I don't see every comment.
Okay. Hi, Twiggy.
Would run down to the river, and maybe he followed the dog down the river, so we have to check there. And we have to check in the attic, because he loved playing hide and seek. Also, we have this weird neighbor, and we have to look there. So every option is open. Abduction, kidnapping is, of course, on the list, but it is not the only option. I hope that makes sense. When a parent says that's the only option, it's a red flag.
So right
The offender was in that area. This is a head start we've got with an investigation that you don't get with a lot of investigations.
Detective Inspector Gary Jubilee heads Task Force Roseanne, the team of detectives searching for William Tyrrell.
Locking down the detail is the key.
Have unprecedented access to their investigation, inside their command centre and inside the mind of a 20-year homicide veteran.
Every day I wake up, I think this is going to be the day.
1 second. So these are the detectives looking for William. We just saw a chart.
They were the detectives because, as we know, Gary Jubilee got fired from this case.
Yes, exactly. He got. 'Cause
He had to step down.
Didn't he record them or something?
It was the washing man. He recorded him in his house without his knowledge, and he wasn't supposed to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Thank you.
There was a lot of other things that they found when they investigated that he was doing wrong as well. And he got asked to leave the police force, and they wouldn't even let him. He was behind the coroner inquest and everything, but by the time it got to that stage, he was already fired from the police force and asked to step down, so they didn't let him talk to the coroners in the inquest.
Yeah. And I don't think they used anything he found either.
No. And that's the problem with this case, is that every time it's been handed over, do you know what I mean? It's not getting handed over with everyone starting new again.
Yeah, and so now you don't have anything really
Yep.
solid chain of evidence, maybe?
All the crucial years he was in there, and that's what they lost.
Ugh.
Because I think it was about 6 months into it he took over.
Ah, okay.
A shot of their cork board that they have here, right? The little note board.
Their command centre and inside.
And on the note board, we have them saying William Tyrrell, born 26 June 2011, abducted 12 September 2014. That's not good. We better see some proof of an abduction here, some evidence. Otherwise, this is looking a lot like the McCanns, too much like the McCanns, where everyone wants to believe the abduction story so as not to appear like a bad guy accusing parents of accidentally killing their kid and covering it up.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't mind looking like the bad guy. I've been called every name in the book. All I care about when I make these videos is teaching you how to spot liars. And if I think the parents are lying, I call it as I see it. In a missing child case, there's only one victim, and that's the missing kid. In this case, the only victim in my mind is William Tyrrell. If the parents are actually innocent, and I'm saying they sound deceptive and they sound like they're lying, then they should have been more candid in their interviews. They should have shown their faces. They should have spoken like parents of actual missing children. So when I say I think someone's lying, I don't say it lightly. I say it because I've actually listened to what they say, what they've said, and they sound like a liar. I don't like that these Australian police have the word abducted on their little corkboard as if that is in evidence. So I've not watched this interview. The only people who have watched it, whose comments I read, are members in the members section.
And like I understand the abduction isn't in the timeline, but that he's also got to understand too, the abduction was being talked about a lot because of those two cars that were seen in the street.
Exactly.
And the fact that they didn't find him, do you know what I mean? That's when the abduction started coming into the play.
Yeah.
And if police didn't look at it, would be wondering why and asking questions why.
Exactly.
And from what I've seen, no member has commented anything about there being evidence of a kidnapping.
Inside the mind of a 20-year homicide veteran.
Every day I wake up, I think this is going to be the day. Whenever the phone rings, I'm thinking this might be the breakthrough that we're looking for. So always.
William's parents also wake every day desperately hoping for that breakthrough. They walk the same beach where William loved playing and long to be hand in hand with their boy.
The other strange thing here is the only way I know these are foster parents is because my Australian subscribers have told me in the comments of the members section that these are foster parents. The fact that the documentary has not told us these are foster parents, I don't like that. I don't like when information is withheld deliberately. It's patronizing. And we saw the same thing with Nicola Bulley, where the police and the media patronized the general public by hiding the information that she might have been taking meds or might have been an alcoholic or might have been depressed. If you really want to help find someone, you need to be candid. Honesty is always the best policy. And when information is withheld, it raises my suspicion. Why are you withholding that? Why are you patronizing me? But the other thing that happens when you withhold information is people start cooking up conspiracy theories. Personally, I think they withhold this information probably because the parents' lawyers asked them to withhold it because they knew that it might make the parents look more guilty if the audience knows that they're foster parents. So it's probably a perfectly reasonable explanation for withholding it, which is not an excuse to withhold it. Or in the Nicola Bulley case, they withheld all that information about Nicola Bulley, probably, as I theorized in a video I did about her. I've done 2 videos about Nicola Bulley, out of an abundance of sensitivity and wanting to virtue signal how sensitive they are. When in reality, all it did was make people wonder why was that being withheld and suspect the police of being involved, and actually erodes the trust with the police. So the fact that they haven't mentioned that these are foster parents yet, and we're already 3.5 minutes into the documentary, is not a good sign. And by not a good sign, I mean, I'm not holding that against the parents. I just don't like that aspect of this documentary. It's not being totally candid. So now I have to take everything it says with a grain of salt.
But these toys are...
And one other thought about that is the parents are hiding their faces, probably out of another form of disrespect for the audience, that, hey, this audience is too stupid.
And they still do today. And that's what I don't... I don't understand why they get to be hidden like this.
No, neither do I, really. I mean, there's no massive court case. I mean, even the mushroom lady isn't hidden like this.
To listen to what we say, they're going to hunt us in the street. These hooligans who are asking to help us might actually attack us. So we're seeing lots of contempt that this 60 Minutes has for their own audience. If you actually want the audience to help you, you should be candid.
Are all they have to hold on to.
One's a little Spider-Man toy that he always used to play with all the time.
Private family matters mean the family and we can't show their full identity. But this is the first time they've been able to tell their story freely, so people can understand their loss and know a lot more about their boy.
Happy birthday, William.
What are some of the other things?
Probably the one that he always slept with most of the time.
The other interesting thing is this documentary is telling us this is the first time they've been able to tell their story freely. So their kid's been missing for a year. And the documentary is trying to paint this as, hey, they haven't been allowed to talk to the press. They haven't been allowed to ask for help for their son.
No, they didn't want to talk to the press.
No, they didn't. I wonder why. Maybe it's they wanted their little holiday in Bali.
Guilty conscience.
Oh yeah.
I don't know all the laws in Australia, but in the US, there is no gag order that can prevent you from asking people to help you find your kid. There is no law that prevents you from saying on Facebook, my kid is missing, here's a photo, please help. Or asking for the local news to come to you and cover you. Once again, it seems like a little bit of manipulation from this documentary. Why have they not spoken for a year? If there is some sort of gag order that can be issued in Australia to the parents of missing children to get them not to talk about their missing child, please let me know in the comments. But I highly doubt it. If it doesn't exist, what that tells me is that they're probably more nervous about protecting their own skins than actually going out there and getting the public to try to help find their child. And that's also evidenced by them covering their faces.
When we always went to bed, he would always ask for it. It was literally little Tara.
There are always funny things they get attached to, aren't they?
Yeah, and I just, he can't sleep without little Tara. So, yeah.
These are the things that were inseparable from him.
Yeah. So, I just need him to be sleeping with something that he loves, looking after him, because he doesn't.
I just need him. The mother is putting herself as the priority. I need him to sleep with something that he loves so I can feel better.
Yep.
That is not how the parents of missing children typically speak. Typically, they speak.
What about what William needs?
Oh yeah, exactly right. But he picks up on that really well. But their interviews are all like that.
Yeah.
With a concern for the child.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
do you the recent one about the stepmom, did she get off on that charge? Not relation to William, but something else?
Yeah, the one intimidation of a minor.
Yeah.
They say it wasn't in relation to William, but it was the sister.
Yeah.
They get off everything.
That's just messed up.
I hope he has something to sleep with. I hope he's sleeping comfortably even without little Tara. Not I want him to be found so I can feel better. I need him to have his toy so I can rest easy. It's the wrong priority. Now, does all this mean they're guilty? Of course not. These are a ton of red flags. They are talking about him in the present tense, which is good, right? So I'll give them kudos for that. It is another red flag when parents of a missing child talk about the kid in the past tense, like we've seen with Summer Wells. Doesn't always mean they're guilty, but it is a red flag that we note.
He doesn't have little Tara.
Hi, Judy.
I can even see the way you're holding it now.
Hi, Jodie. Welcome in, my darling.
Can you see chat?
I've got my iPad on, so when I go to it, I can see from there, but I'm in another screen.
Ah.
So when I'm sharing the tabs, I'm in another screen.
Okay, because I didn't. I highlighted it so you could see it, but then I'm like, can Ozzy see it?
Sorry about the baby. He's getting his bum changed.
Oh.
So.
Now, this is the most tangible thing you have right now.
That's all we've got of him. We've got everything that he played with and he loved, but that's all we've got. We don't have a boy. We need him home.
Right after I just gave them credit for speaking about him in the present tense, she just spoke about him in the past tense, right? Everything that he loved. Even if he's missing, he still loves his Tara doll.
Yep.
Right? He still loves
100%. Jodie's saying.
Oh, yep, wasn't abducted. Just accident. Yeah, that seems to be the most likely, and I think that's what the police put forward.
Yep.
Love's his Spider-Man toy. So the fact that she put love in past tense there might indicate that she knows he is dead, and it's leakage. She's speaking about him in the past tense because she knows he's dead. Is this always the case? Of course not, right? Everything I say is something I'm pointing out to you as I notice it myself. And if you followed my channel for a while, you know that I imagine these cases like poker chips. Each sign of deception I notice is another poker chip. And once I've stacked up enough chips, I'm comfortable going all in that I think they're being deceptive. And then it's a matter of figuring out what they're being deceptive about. Right? So just because someone's being deceptive doesn't mean that they bludgeoned their kid to death. It could be that they were being negligent. Their kid wandered off. And now they're worried, oh man, if people realize that I was being negligent and wasn't paying attention to my foster child, and my foster child died, I might be on the hook for manslaughter or for criminal negligence. Deception does not always mean that someone is covering up a crime or even negligence, right? It could be that they know who kidnapped William and they just don't want to release that information because they know that person could hurt them or that they made a deal. Not that that's what I think happened here. I'm still not sure what happened here. But it is clear that the parents are not doing everything they possibly can to find William. If they were doing everything they possibly could to find William, I would expect them to be doing interviews long before a year went by. I would expect them to be showing their faces. Why? In order to get the audience to care, in order to cry on camera, even if it's fake tears, even if it's crocodile tears, just to manipulate people to care more about their son.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to leave that one there. I don't want to play his whole video. We've watched probably about the first 30 minutes of it. Why not call 000 if it was an accident? It's just crazy. But they know, in my opinion. I think my opinion is that something happened at the house. I still think the foster mother knows. I feel, and again, it's just my opinion, that she's done something to get rid of William because they didn't want to lose Lindsay. I mean, the sister. And do you know what I mean? People do things when they're scared, but they've just done a lot of things that is very shady since, so. But yeah. So I'm going to leave that one there. I have put his link in the chat. As I said, this is only one of his videos. He has a lot on William. They are worth going to look over. But these interviews too, I have copies of them all. So if there's any of the interviews that you want to watch, let me know and we can do a live and go over those interviews as well. Now, there's two more things that I wanted to touch on, and it's not to do with William, but it is things that are going on right now. Yes, Dad's trip into Kendall was a bit strange coincidence if you ask me. Yep. 100%. So, this is on Desi Freeman, and I don't know who's been following it, but it's something I have been following. It seems as soon as I left Victoria, everything started happening there. Well, think about it. Nothing happened when I lived there, and now everything is. So Desi Freeman, police went to his house the other day. It was on the 27th of August, and he actually shot at 3 law enforcement. 1 survived and 2 sadly passed. So I'm going to play this one from the Daily Mail, but it's a really good rundown on everything to explain where we're at. We are at day 9, so day 10 tomorrow. And I do got to say, this is probably one of the biggest manhunts in Australia in a long time. This big. So I'm going to play this just to...
Chief Commissioner, do you know where Desi Freeman is?
If we knew where he was, he would be with us. He does not deserve to be protected. This person needs to be in custody. They need to be held accountable, kept away and safe from the community.
Carly Smith here, senior reporter at Daily Mail, reporting to you from Porpunka on day 9 of the search for Desi Freeman. The manhunt for Desi continues after he allegedly shot 2 police officers dead during a warrant execution last Tuesday and injured another. This incident went down at his rural property just outside Porpunka, where he has a bush compound. Police continue to return to that property on day 9 here, as well as escalating their search for him in other regions in the area. Since we've been here for 9 days, we have been able to uncover more about Freeman and his life preceding this atrocious event. One relative expressed grave fears about his state of mind. They said he won't go to jail, never ever. He knows there's a life sentence waiting for him and he won't serve a single day of it. There are no good outcomes, but he would rather live in the bush, take his own life, or end it in a shootout with the police, death by cop, so to speak. Despite being a sovereign citizen and anti-government, it is reported that Desi Freeman was receiving Centrelink payments as a disability pensioner. A former friend told media he couldn't hold down a job because of mental health struggles, and as soon as there was authority, he did not react well. He just couldn't tolerate it, said the friend. That mindset is on full display in videos posted online. Freeman has called police terrorist thugs, compared them to Nazis, and even threatened to arrest a magistrate during court proceedings.
He heard the case, was smart, arrogant the way he's always been, had absolutely no regard for the law or for natural justice or for my right to have my case heard. And so, in trying to rail for a real fair hearing, I was forced to arrest him under Section 458 of the Crimes Act. I told him he was not free to leave and he was in my custody.
Yes, I don't think they're going to get him alive. I think even if they do find him, he's going to make them take him out.
Yep.
Because they are filthy, corrupt, disgusting, lawless predators who seem to get some thrill out of messing with people's lives. So, people of Australia, every one of you, start arresting and prosecuting these criminals.
In 2021, tried to have then Premier Daniel Andrews put on trial for treason. That case was swiftly thrown out.
Against these terrorist criminals.
But Freeman's sovereign citizen views actually predate COVID. This was from 2016.
That's all we want. We want police to obey the law in a fair and just manner that helps Australia and doesn't compromise it, as has been done in countless abominations, especially in Melbourne, with people being assaulted and unlawfully moved on from protests and a litany of other crimes committed by police.
Now, as the search goes on down here, police appear in the last probably 24 hours to have changed tactics. After receiving what they described as a remarkable amount of information, officers have spent the last 48 hours acting on that. They have been searching private addresses, reportedly swept the Buckland River with tactical teams and sniffer dogs, and late last night, Daily Mail exclusively filmed police converging on a pine plantation overlooking Porpunka. They moved through total darkness with their guns drawn. I was there and I saw it. Residents across the region have said that police are combing rural properties, and some of those residents have been caught up in the dragnet of these operations. Among them was Stephen Mallet, a self-described outlaw biker and sovereign citizen who was arrested on Friday night at his home in Bright. He told us in an exclusive interview how police stormed his home.
I come home, went inside, heard this whoop, and someone on a loudspeaker. It's howling with rain, so I can't hear bugger all. So I've got a tin roof on my house. Can't hear bugger all. Open the door, and I've got lasers on my face, and I realise what's going on already. Get on your knees and drag yourself towards us, you know. And to say, crawl. I'm crawling. As soon as I got to the gutter with 6 inches of water on it, drag yourself through it. Get on your face. I'm not angry, I'm upset. I wouldn't, in my lifetime, I would never have thought we'd see Nazis in this country, and I have, at my doorstep.
Yeah.
I kind of thought we might see Nazis on the tally, not on my doorstep.
After they picked you up outside your address, did they take you to the Bright police station?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Oh, the coppers were all right. The coppers were all right.
Like the uniforms?
Yeah, again, they don't realise they've overstepped.
So they're making him crawl out and into water, but they're all right. Yep, Tricky's got it in one. What a nutcase.
Yeah.
The boundaries. And every every copper who was in my house realised they'd done the wrong thing within 5 minutes of being there.
What did they question you about when they hold you in? What did they ask you?
Well, asking me stupid questions about Desi Freeman and that.
Like what?
So I answer them. How else would I know anything apart from watching it? I know exactly the same as everybody else. I watch the
But despite the raids, the checkpoints, the helicopters and the dogs, the man police really want, accused cop killer Desi Freeman, is still on the run. And the saddest thing about all of this is that 2 cops who were just doing their jobs are dead. Detective leading Senior Constable Neil Thompson, aged 59, was set to retire soon. Senior Constable Vadim Divart was aged just 35. The Australian Defence Force has now...
The first one that was set to retire. Yeah, the first one that was set to retire only had 5 days left.
Oh my gosh.
Join the
5 days later, he would have.
Been out of the police force.
They called the Defence Force?
Yep, it's huge.
Wow.
They've not seen, so, Jimmy, there's lots coming out and there's lots of videos coming out of him. Because obviously there's been a lot of confrontation. But he's ran into the bush when the commotion happened and the officers have been shot. He's ran into the bush and no one has seen or heard from him since. So
believe that Desi Freeman is still hiding in the region. So authorities seem to still believe that Desi is hiding in the high country, which is actually behind me, and the terrain is rugged, dense, and is dotted with caves and
And you got to think too, this is his backyard. He would know this area like no tomorrow.
Yep.
And as Twiggy said, he probably has. He's probably prepared somewhere. He's probably had it all prepared.
Aren't there like mines or empty mine things there too, or is that in another part?
No, there's mines all over this area.
a lot of abandoned mine shafts, and Desi would have knowledge of that area. If he is hiding in a cave, it may protect him from the thermal imaging technology that they have on aircrafts, and also yesterday they were using drones as part of the search. As you may have just seen behind me, there is a police chopper currently in the air scouring the area, which is something that we've seen in the skies every day since the alleged incident on Freeman's property. This whole area remains under lockdown with no-fly zones, travel alerts and roadblocks in place. It's very clear that police officers are asking locals to remain vigilant. There's a heavy police presence around Pawnpunka and beyond, and this morning we have witnessed police going door to door in the area trying to find any information that they can. Locals are being urged to remain extremely vigilant here in Pawnpunka and the surrounding districts because, going by police activity, it does appear that they believe that Desi Freeman is still at large in the area.
Oh my god, my mouse has gone to my iPad. Okay, let's stop that one. Now, I do have, the police did a report today. So this was like 7 hours ago. And this is the Victorian Police.
It's been a week and a day since this horrific murder of 2 Victorian police officers.
Yeah, exactly.
Our resolve and determination grows by the day. Bring this to a peaceful conclusion and a safe conclusion. On Friday and next Monday, we will have funerals for our 2 fallen officers. Community, Victoria Police, the wider community of Victoria would love to see that safe conclusion to this prior to those funerals. I do appeal to the person responsible to hand themselves in immediately. And my message to him is that your destiny is in your hands. I'm here today. To understand the immediate plan and the future plan for this operation. We have a very high-performing investigation team that are enabling and informing our search team. And very shortly I'm going to hand to Detective Superintendent Jason Kelly to brief you on the investigation and the search. Before I do, I want to acknowledge again all law enforcement across Australia who are supporting us in this hunt for this person. We're also joined by assets from the Australian Defence Force. Everyone is leaning into this search because we must resolve it as soon as possible. And I also want to thank the community for their ongoing support to our people and to the investigation. It's critical that this concludes soon. I now pass you to Detective Superintendent Jason Kelly. I'll be available at the conclusion of that with Jason to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Commissioner. Good afternoon. So I would like to firstly start by providing an update in relation to the criminal investigation and also the manhunt for Desmond Freeman. Crime Command, which is part of Victoria Police, has deployed a significant number of resources, and as you've heard previously from the Chief Commissioner.
You think they could have picked like any busier road to do this on?
Yeah.
Like there's not quite enough cars. Come on, people.
Hundreds of police with specialist support have been deployed up here into the Hume region. The homicide investigation is progressing through our homicide squad, and a number of statements and evidence collection has been completed since this crime was committed. What I can also and would like to update you is in relation to the search for Desmond Freeman. Victoria Police is very pleased in terms of the community assistance we've received to date. We have received hundreds of phone calls, and the community is providing information. The associates of Mr. Desmond Freeman are also providing information. What I'd like to appeal to is the community to continue to contact police, and that is either through Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. They also have the option of walking to a local police station to provide information. And as you've heard previously, we have an information caravan situated in Bright that they're welcome to attend. The information can be provided anonymously, or it can be provided with people's details. That information will be critical to us locating Desmond Freeman. This is a complex search out here in the Hume region, out here in the hills. Victoria Police have searched over 100 properties to date in a very short period of time. We've established a very good picture or understanding of locations previously frequented, associates and friends. Victoria Police is very much open to receiving further information that will lead to a safe arrest. And that safe arrest can occur if the person responsible for these crimes hands himself in. And we're still very much open to that possibility, and that can be arranged. Victoria Police has quite a few resources deployed in terms of the fugitive squad. The fugitive squad was established over a decade ago now, and history suggests that we will find the person responsible and we will locate them and put them before the courts. So unless there are any questions, I might hand back to the Chief Commissioner and we'll open it up for questions.
Thank you, Jason. We will take a few of your questions. You'll understand, as always, there's some things we can't talk to, but we'll do our best.
Chief Commissioner, do you know where he's been harboured, that friends are helping him out?
I think we were first.
Chief Commissioner, do you know where Desi Freeman is?
If we knew where he was, he would be with us.
Do you believe he is still being harboured?
That's a real possibility. We are considering all options in terms of where he may be.
What makes you say it's a possibility?
It's an obvious possibility. And I'm not going to talk to any direct intelligence that we might have, but as far as an investigation goes, our elite investigation team consider every possibility and we deploy to that. That too is a real possibility, and we're alive to that possibility and we plan to that possibility. And that's why we appeal not just to him, but to all of his associates. He does not deserve to be protected. This person needs to be in custody because of what's occurred. They need to be held accountable, but they also need to be kept away and safe from the community.
Have you considered offering a financial reward for...
Every investigative option has been considered at this point.
The police think he's staying in dwellings over the course of the evenings to stay alive?
We are considering every option. To your question, that's why we've searched over 100 premises within this last week.
That's one of the most
complex.
complex.
Been able to evade police for 9 days now. 450 Victorian officers here for one person over 9 days.
Look, you're here, you're in the environment. You, of all people, can understand the complexity and the challenges of searching for a person in this environment. It's extremely challenging. We have the best people at this task, and I have full confidence that everything they're doing is what needs to be done.
That's one of the most complex.
Could you speak up a little? We're deploying to all possible outcomes. That's why we have a number of phases going on. Some remain in the bush, some remain locally, some remain with known associates, but I'm not going to share too much in terms of those techniques. I've said before that it's quite possible this person is monitoring all communications, so we're not going to give away any of our techniques.
It's one of the most complex investigations.
Can I answer the one about complex? Absolutely. This is an extremely complex, difficult, challenging investigation and search for the reasons we know. This person is armed and is extremely dangerous. That adds whole new complexity to this investigation. Again, you'll have to speak up, sir.
also for that details.
I'm going to pass to Jason for that answer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As previously been reported, she has been interviewed by Victoria Police for obstructing police at the time of the incident, the crime that occurred, and a brief of evidence will be compiled, and she may be charged in due course. What I can say is we are working with her in relation through her solicitor, and as you're probably aware, she's got other matters on today, and we hope to progress our engagement with her going forward.
Is she now cooperating?
As I say, she's been interviewed and in relation to criminal matters, but we hope to work through with her solicitor collaboratively in terms of providing a statement.
She provided, so she hasn't provided.
Not at this stage, no.
Is that frustrating?
Well, we can appreciate it's been a very dynamic number of days, but we are confident that we'll work through that with her solicitor in the coming days.
The police believe she was on property during the incident and was given
I can confirm that she was present on the morning of the incident. I'm not going to go into any further in relation to that.
I think we've exhausted that line of questions for now. It's really important that we get to meet with our staff. That's our purpose for being here. I'll answer a couple of more questions if you have new questions to ask.
Yeah, can you give some more details about the Defence Force resources that have been deployed today?
Very thankful of the Defence Force supporting us in this operation, but I'm not at liberty to disclose what that support looks like at this point. Can I go to this gentleman who's been very patient?
Thank you. It's been well publicised, the radiation person we're looking for. Is this region of the greatest prevalence of sovereign
Yeah, I don't want to focus too much on that ideology. What we're focused on here is a criminal who's killed in cold blood 2 Victoria police officers. That's what we're dealing with. Look, we know those type of people like to live more remotely and off the grid, so I think that should answer that question.
What danger?
I'm not talking to that at this point. The danger is from an individual who's killed 2 Victoria police officers. That's our focus.
Police are spending still a lot of time around his property in the nearby area. Does that indicate that you still believe he is within this very time?
That indicates that that is a real possibility, and we're not discounting any possibility. I don't think there's any new questions, so...
Thank you all. If I just missed this before, because I just got here, has there been a cost allocated daily to this operation yet?
Yes, we are monitoring the numbers that we commit to this. It's what we're here for. It's what the taxpayers of Victoria expect from us, but there is a real cost to this. Said from day one that this is our number one priority within Victoria Police. At some point, we will be able to share the real cost of this operation.
Is there a message for those on research?
Our people?
Yes.
I'm in awe of the commitment and the professionalism of the police officers and those that are supporting this search. I'm here to thank them and give them every resource that they require.
Thank you.
Can we end it there?
Yes.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
And we have to understand too that, do you know what I mean, there are a lot of people out there putting their life on the line trying to get him as well.
Yeah, do we know what weapon he has?
Well, it was a gun at the house. I don't know what he's got on him now.
So we don't know if he still has the gun or not.
No. Since he ran into the bush, that was it. We don't know anymore.
Hope we get something soon.
So the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I am so excited for this because this is the first time in Victoria that it's happened. as we all know, we've both done the mushroom case so much.
Ugh.
Do you know what I mean? I know we're nearly...
Beef Wellington.
Yeah. I think if it wasn't for all the jokes in between, I wouldn't have got through it, but... and all the shots. But yeah. But anyway, on Monday, he also grabbed the firearms of the police he shot.
Oh,
Did he take
okay.
it with him, though? That's what we're saying. What does he got it on him now? So, with Erin Patterson, they had the 25th and the 26th put aside for the victim statements. They ended up getting through the victim statements in half a day, and the whole hearing was over in a day, so they didn't go back on the 26th. The judge then said he wanted 2 weeks till sentencing, and sentencing is on Monday. Now, one of the good things is they're actually going to be televising the sentencing hearing. So it is set for 9:30 Monday. We are going to try and go live. I'm going to try and go live about 9:15 Monday, and fingers crossed, we might come across. That's all I'm going to say, but I am going to look into everything to make sure that we can, and if we can, I will put that live up for Monday morning.
Awesome.
Now, because it is our Wednesday for William, I want to at least play his video for him.
Mm-hmm.
Born into this world, a star shining bright, with dreams in your heart, ready to take flight. But shadows crept in like a thief in the night. A game once played turned into a fight. Oh, William, we'll stand by you. You're never alone. We will break through. We are looking for you wherever you are. With love in our hearts, you're our shining star. Australia is crying, but we're holding tight. Together we'll win this unyielding fight. September 12th, the day etched in tears. Australia's heartbroken, facing our fears. A search for the truth through laughter and cries. We promise to find you, we won't compromise. With courage and hope, we'll light up the way. We'll echo your name day after day. We are looking for you wherever you are. With love in our hearts, you're our shining star. Australia is crying, but we're holding tight. Together we'll win this unyielding fight. We won't give up, we'll chase the dream. For William Tyrrell, we're a united team.
Okay. So that's all I have for tonight. And with how sick I am, I think I'm just going to take myself to bed now.
Don't blame you.
But yeah, now Bub's gone to sleep. I can't.
Get all the rest.
Thank you everyone for coming. As I said, I will look into Friday. While I have been sick, I have been making some videos. I'm gonna upload them, give them to Mac J to get them uploaded on her channel as well. they weren't Aussie cases. They were Emmanuel Haro, who went missing. His parents have both been charged now, and they're still looking for the remains. But I've got them in playlists, and yeah, We'll get them up on Mac J's channel too. And we'll probably see you, if not Friday, Monday.
Yep, sounds good.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Every true crime on the rise. Investigate the scene, uncover the lies. From Melbourne to Sydney, all the way to Perth. No case too tough, we'll dig into the dirt. We'll crack the code, find the truth, bring justice to the table. No excuse, Australian legends in the game, bringing light to darkness, no shame. Just got a super child, let's celebrate. Raise a glass for all the cases we've solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. From cold cases to missing persons, we'll leave no stone unturned. Every virgin detectives in our hearts will never give up. But justice and truth will always hear us. Ooh, thank you so much. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. For all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Thank you so much.